Namaste everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Ankita Sawant. Welcome to Physio Vitals, and today I am back with the topic of physiology of vision. So the physiology of vision involves the complex interaction between the eyes and the brain to interpret visual stimuli. Okay, so it's an interaction between the eye and brain which interprets the visual stimuli. So the light enters the eye, is focused onto the retina. As the light enters, it's focused onto the retina and is converted into electrical signals that are processed by the brain to form an image. So vision is a complex process which involves intricate interaction between the eyes and brain, which I just said. So human eye acts as a sophisticated optical instrument, capturing the light and converting it to the electrical signals that transmit to the brain, where they are interpreted as images. So we'll see the structure and function. So the eyes are highly specialized organs designed to capture the light and convert it into the neural signals. Its main structure basically involves, it is divided into the outer layer, middle layer and the inner layer. So first we'll see the outer layer, which is cornea. So cornea is a transparent outer layer of the eye that refracts the light entering the eye. So it's the transparent outer layer of the eye that refracts light entering the eye, responsible for focusing the light. The sclera is a white outer layer providing the structural support. Lens focuses light onto the retina. It changes the shape to focus on the objects at varying distance. So what does the lens do? Focuses the light onto the retina. It changes the shape to focus on objects at varying distance. Moving further to middle layer, it has iris and pupil. The iris is a colored part of the eye. Iris controls the size of the pupil and regulates the amount of light entering the eye. So the choroid provides the blood supply and nutrient, okay, to the middle layer. So the iris controls the size of the pupil to regulate the amount of light which is entering the eye. Moving further to the inner layer, which has retina, the light sensitive layer at the back of the eye, where photoreceptors, rods and cones are located. So the retina is a light sensitive layer present at the back of the eye, contains the photoreceptor cells, convert the light into electrical signals. Then the optic nerve transmits these signals to the brain and the image is formed. The retina, photoreceptor and visual processing. The retina is a thin layer of neural tissue that contains photoreceptor, rods and cones. So the rods are the specialized low light scotopic vision, specialized low light vision. They are more sensitive to light but do not detect color. Okay, so they are specialized for low light vision. They are more sensitive to light but do not detect the color. Whereas the cones function in brighter light, photopic vision. Rods are the scotopic vision and the cones are the photopic vision. So the cones function in brighter light and are responsible for color perception and sharp central vision. Rods and cones are specialized cells in the retina which detect the light. Rods are sensitive to low lights and are responsible for night vision. They do not detect color. Whereas the cones are responsible for color visions and function in bright light. Retina converts light into the electrical signals through the process called phototransduction. So it converts the light into electrical signal via phototransduction. So these signals are then processed by retinal ganglion cells, which transmits the information through the optic nerve, okay, to the brain. Visual processing, the retina processes the light signals, enhancing contrast and edges. This initial processing helps to organize and filter visual information before it reaches the brain. Moving on to the optic nerve, transmitting visual information. The optic nerve is a bundle of nerve fibers that carries the visual information from the retina to the brain. Okay, it's a pathway. Receives information from one side and relays it to the other part. So it originates at the optic disc where ganglion cell axons converge. The optic nerve crosses partially at the optic chiasma, where information from the nasal retina, medial side of each eye, crosses to the opposite side of the brain. So it crosses. While information from the temporal retina, lateral sides of each eye, remains on the same side. So the medial side of the each eye, which we have the optic chiasma, it crosses at the optic chiasma. But whereas the lateral sides of the temporal retinas are present at the lateral sides, which are on the same side, they do not cross. So signal transmission, the optic nerve carries the electrical signal from retina to the brain, transmitting visual information for interpretation. Then we have visual pathway. The optic nerve is a part of visual pathway, a complex network of interconnected brain structures that processes the visual information. Then we have visual cortex. The visual cortex in the brain receives and interprets the signals from the optic nerve, allowing us to perceive and understand the world around us. Moving further to the visual pathways from eye to the brain. The visual pathway includes the following structures. We have the optic nerve carries the information from each eye to the optic chiasma. We saw, okay, they cross at the optic chiasma. From the optic nerve carries information from each eye to the optic chiasma. From optic chiasma, the point where the fibers from the nasal retinal crossover, allowing the left visual field to be processed by the right hemisphere, because they are crossing, fibers are crossing, and the right visual field by the left hemisphere. Now optic tract continue from the optic chiasma to the lateral geniculate nucleus of the thalamus. Lateral geniculate nucleus processes and relays the visual information to the visual cortex. Optic radiation now, the pathways that carry information from the lateral geniculate nucleus to the primary visual cortex in the occipital lobe. From retina, light is converted into the electrical signal by photoreceptor cells in the retina. Optic nerve carries this electrical signals from the retina to the brain. At optic chiasma, fibers are crossing. So both eye cross at optic chiasma, allowing information from each eye to be processed by both hemispheres of the brain. So left में right hemisphere and the right side goes to the left hemisphere. At thalamus acts as the relay center. Thalamus is a relay center directing visual information to the visual cortex. From visual cortex in the brain processes and interprets visual information, allowing us to perceive and understand the world around us. Binocular vision and the depth perception. So the binocular vision refers to the ability of the brain to combine visual information from both eyes to create a single cohesive image. So it's the ability of the brain to combine the visual information which are received from both the eyes to create a single cohesive image. The overlap of the visual fields from both eyes allow for stereopsis or depth perception. The overlap of visual fields from both eyes allows for stereopsis or depth perception. Whereas depth perception, this is the brain's ability to perceive the distance and three-dimensional structure of objects. It relays a binocular disparity, the slight difference in the image between the two eyes, and other cues like perspective, relative size, and motion. So this intricate system allows for the perception of depth, motion, and color, forming the basis of our visual experience. So binocular vision involves use of both eyes, providing depth perception and stereoscopic vision. Depth perception interprets slightly different images from each eye to estimate distance and create a three-dimensional view of the world. Whereas convergence, eyes converge or turn inward when focusing on close object, providing further depth cues. We'll see now common vision disorders and its treatment. So myopia, which is also known as nearsightedness. There is difficulty seeing distant objects clearly. So corrective lenses, glasses or contact lenses is the treatment for that. We can also do the laser surgery. Hyperopia, farsightedness, difficulty seeing near objects clearly. Here also we need corrective lenses, glasses or contact lenses. Then we have astigmatism, blurred vision, astigmatism, which is the blurred vision caused by an uneven shaped cornea. Here also we need corrective lenses, glasses or the contact lenses. Then we have cataract, very important. There is clouding of the lens of the eyes. So surgery to replace the clouded lens with an artificial lens. Then we have glaucoma. In diabetic, mostly this case happens with the diabetic people. Damage to the optic nerve, often caused by increased pressure inside the eye. So damage होता है कहाँ? Optic nerve, often caused by increased pressure inside the eye. Eye drops or laser surgeries to reduce the pressure inside the eye. So this was all about the physiology of vision. I hope this video was informative and insightful. If you thought it was the same, kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for further such informative topics which I'll be covering in near future. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Keep learning.